Hey guys, we're going to be talking about place value today. We're going to be specifically looking at the ones, the tens, and the hundreds. Now, when I add ones, it adds 1 to the total of the number. The cool thing about place value is that when we add 10, 10 does not have any ones in it. So when we add the 10, all it does is change a 5 to 15. It just changes the place value. And if we added another 10, we'd leave the ones at 5 and we'd change the 1 to a 2, which would make the number 25. Obviously, we can take away that number as well. We can take away 10, and that then brings it down to 15. The other thing that we can do is if we get to 9 ones, what it actually does, when we move to the next number, it's going to be 10 ones. But if we have 10 ones, then that'll be 1, 10, and 0 ones. And that'll move our tens column up as well. Now, if we do the same thing with our hundreds, if we add 100 to the number 20, we get 120. We can then change the tens, and that doesn't change anything else going on. So 120, 130, 140, 150. We can also change the ones, and that only changes the ones section. 151, 152. If we change the hundred section now, all it does is change the hundred section. This is really important to know. So add 100 and it goes to 252. If we add another 100, 352. It's really important to also know that 10 tens make 100 as well. So every column can only go up to a maximum number of 9. I'm going to show you this in another way on a hundreds chart in just a second. Hey guys, we are going to show you now what place value looks like on a number chart. If we are to go up by ones, it'll simply be like we're counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, when we get to 9, our next number starts a little differently, and that is the number 10. What is happening is that we are no longer able to hold enough ones in that number, so it shifts into the tens column. And then we now have 110, and if we add 1, 2, 3, we have 110 and 1, 1, 110 and 2 ones, 110 and 3 ones, 11, 12, and 13. Now, if we want to add 10 after this, remember when you add 10, you don't have to change the place value of the ones column because it's got a 0 in it. We can see that just here. So all we have to do is change the value of the tens column, which would be 23. And all of this would be part of that 10. Again, if we went up to 27, we have 2 tens and 7 ones. So we need to still have 7 ones, but we need to have 3 tens. So it would look like this. All right, so that is how we can move with tens. Let's have a look how we move with 100s. So let's refresh this. We are going to start at the number 12. If we're going to start at the number 12 and we want to move by 100, what we're going to do first is we know that 10 tens equal 100. So let's count out 10 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have now found our answer here because we've counted by tens. Also, what you might be able to see here is that we have 12 and 112. So our tens and our ones didn't change, just our hundreds column changed. And then obviously all of this would then be filled in because this is part of our hundreds. And that is how we move with hundreds. I hope this makes sense. I'm going to set you some tasks I want you to try and do with tens, ones, and hundreds. Give it a go and see how you fare. Good luck.